Hi folks! If you've been watching my adventure vlogs in chronological order, I've just done a hotel room tour of the hotel that I've just checked into at Anaheim. I've just filmed that and now I'm going to quickly tell the story before I finally get to bed because I've been up for over 24 hours. But anyways, I just wanted to quickly tell this story because I find it quite funny now. But earlier today, it was absolutely mortifying. I'm not sure this counts as an awkward celebrity encounter, but it certainly is an indicator of how my head goes into panic mode when I see people that I recognise. So, to begin the video, I'm going to quickly show you what I've been wearing today. I've been wearing a YouTube t-shirt. And yeah, I've just got some white cotton trousers with that, and I had my YouTube bag as part of my luggage today as well. So I was walking around the airport with like YouTube branding everywhere, and I was hoping that by doing that I'd maybe find other people on the plane who were going to VidCon as well. So as I got up to go to the toilet just before the gates opened for my flight, I almost collided with Dodie Clark, who's quite a big YouTuber in the UK, and my head had kind of thought that maybe Dodie would be on the same flight as me, because Dodie has a show on tomorrow, which is Tuesday. You know, this is Monday right now, Tuesday, and then VidCon starts on Wednesday. So the kind of abstract thought came into my head that I might maybe be on the same flight as Dodie, but it was very much an abstract thought. It was kind of a, wouldn't it be weird if Dodie was on the same flight as me? Anyways, I got up to go to the toilet and I almost collided with her because we were both kind of heading towards the same area. And she was heading towards the queue, I was kind of heading past the queue to go to the toilets. And as I saw her and her manager Josh approaching, my head just went, run as fast as you can in the opposite direction. And that just, you know, I have no idea why I thought like that, because it just seems like such an obscure thing to do. You know, you could just ignore somebody if you don't want to speak to them. You could just pretend that, you know, they don't really mean anything to you. You could just kind of keep sitting there. But for some reason, my head was just so embarrassed by the idea of Dodie seeing me wearing a YouTube t-shirt and kind of fangirling. You know, would it be fangirling if I went over and said something? I'm not really too sure. So they got into the queue and I went off to the toilet after they'd went past, and I was like, oh my god. So I sent a message to my friend Lily and I was like, Dodie's on the same flight as me and I'm wearing a YouTube t-shirt. And Lily's reaction was, I'm going to tweet her. So I was like, fine, whatever, tweet her. But don't include my Twitter handle. Don't do any of that, because this is awkward enough as it is without her, you know, in the weird world where she somehow sees the tweet. It would be so weird if she kind of like realised what I looked like and stuff. Anyways, so Lily was like, just go up and say something to her. She's a normal person. And like I said, my head was in panic mode over the idea of going over to Dodie and just saying, hi, I watch your videos. I'll maybe see you at VidCon. For some reason, my head just thought that was the most difficult thing ever. So I was sat on a plane for 11 hours with Dodie. Didn't say anything to her. As it happens, we weren't really sat anywhere near each other. I think she was sat on the lower deck and I was sat on the upper deck of this plane. I don't really know, but there we go, that's the story. There was actually even a point where she was ahead of me in the line to board this plane, but for some reason the line that I'd picked to go in was moving a lot faster than the line that she was in. So there was like kind of a moment where I could have said something to her, but instead I took that moment to kind of read what was written on the back of her ukulele case, because she had some cute labels saying, hey, this belongs to Dodie and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that story. I completely panicked when I saw another YouTuber. So I don't really know how VidCon's going to go, if that's the way I'm going to react to everybody. If anybody sees me huddled in a corner, kind of rocking back and forth. It's probably not going well. I also saw her kind of going through, you know, security and everything when we got to America, but they're very, very strict about, you know, using phones and cameras and things in there. So even if I had been anywhere near her, there's no way I could have gotten a photo or taken the time to chat, because it's quite a serious environment. And then by the time I'd got through, by the time I was getting my luggage, she disappeared. So I guess her luggage came through first. So yeah, there's that. I just thought I'd tell that little anecdote for anybody who finds it funny. I was not finding this funny this afternoon, but now I find it really funny that I just couldn't. So anyways, there's that story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to hear more stories about uncomfortable celebrity experiences, they range from celebrity to just people I admire, then there's a video over here you might enjoy. And then down here, YouTube have decided to pick a video you might like. My subscribe button's over here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and cheerio.